Literally.
Simon Says, learn the fucking song, man.
Well, he was serious about his British tea there.
Yeah.
You guys have any mainline on some really good, authentic British tea?
Dude, we just fucking do Tetley's at my house.
What?
It's just Tetley tea.
I don't know what that is.
It's tea from England. Tetley tea, man.
Okay.
You got Tetley's or PG tips, mother bitch. That's what you get.
Bring it.
Fucking
Apparently we gotta have tea at like, what, is it 2 o'clock?
Fucking Tetley's. Tea is all the time, brother.
Oh, I don't know this.
It's you're out and it's like, oh, get the kettle on. Because you've been out all day and you want a cup of tea.
You're gonna have to teach me.
You have a cuppa.
I'm gonna have a couple cups.
Yeah, a couple cuppa.
I'm pretty excited now, and I'm not a tea guy. I will be those fucking 4 days.
I'm gonna have a cuppa. Yeah, you'll be out fucking around all day, and it's like you'll be like, right, get the kettle on. And you'll get your tea going.
We need biscuits.
Have a cup of tea.
I'm gonna be a little bit more of the softer British.
Tea and biscuits.
I'd love to have some tea and biscuits.
That's an awful fucking accent. What the fuck? Right, blimey! Fucking hell.
I'm gonna be laughing when you slip into it, though. You're like,
Who
who the fuck are you?
It'll happen.
Yeah.
Because I'll be around him, and it's gonna be like, oh, my people.
My people.
So you'll hear me say shit like, yeah, I'm just gonna pop around the corner. You're gonna be like, who the fuck? Pop where? Pop? What the fuck are you talking about? Pop?
Did we get a new bass player? He's British. Oi. Oi. Be on Billy Idol.
Fucking knock it off. Son of a
Right.
bitch. Right.
Let's do this. I sound more like a fucking pirate. Let's do this.
Yeah, because you're half fucking shithoused. Right. I'm Steve.
I'm Rick the drummer. Welcome to
Talk shit. Nobody else is here. Anyways, Rick and Steve. Roll the intro.
You gon' talk shit. You gon' get it. You gon' talk shit.
We're talking motorcycles. Rick and I both ride. Andrew rides.
yes.
A bunch of our friends ride. But we're talking motorcycles this week because recently Rick picked him up a new motorbike.
I did. I got me a scooter.
Tell us about it.
All right. So I got a.
Wait, before we get there, tell me how you got into riding in the first place.
Oh, okay. Well, probably much like you, I grew up just enamored with like the biker dudes from the 70s. You know, like you see them, and it was always seeming like one of those things where that's really dangerous. Stay away from it. And then that big dude that was always prominent in my childhood was Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
They had like this little plastic Evel Knievel. Whatever it was.
Which we got you for your birthday.
No. You got me the crank up little motorcycle thing.
Oh.
I had the
The big wheel.
It's kind of like that. You sit up higher. It was like a tricycle sort of thing, but it was plastic.
Okay.
But yeah, very much like a big wheel. Anyways, so yeah, Evel Knievel. I always loved, jumping my bike and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I always knew I belonged on a motorcycle at some point. But it just never happened. So, I don't know, maybe early 30s, I had a coworker named Hannelore. She's a little German.
Hannelore?
Hannelore. She's German. And super cool, man. But I had no idea. I thought she was just this rather uptight lady, man. But I found out she had this totally alternative side. She was a biker chick. And not only was she a biker chick, she was a writer. And so I was just like, tell me more. And she told me about like the class, and which was like ccwriter.net back then.
Yeah.
And that's when it was like starting to get real. It's like I don't know if this is for me, but okay, fine. She told me that she tried with having a friend teach her how to do it, and then she bought a Harley Davidson, didn't know how to ride, had a friend ride it to her house, and then she was going to learn how to ride it, by somebody teaching her.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, I guess, but it didn't work for her that way. So she ended up laying it over, and thousands of dollars in mistakes.
Yeah.
But then she said, hey, I took it serious. I got in on this class, and it was a 2-day rider instruction class, and
Yeah.
they provide the bikes.
Yeah.
So you're learning on something that's a lot more manageable to get the basics down.
Yeah, the little 250s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. So it's like, sign me up. So I did, and I took the class, and I couldn't believe just how well they teach you, because you don't realize in the end of 2 days just how much you learned and how that applies to all your other driving.
Yeah, and real world situations. And
Right.
Stuff,
Yeah, all about risk management, rider position,
Yeah.
how to place yourself to minimize any kind of risk and exposure, how to prevent and get out of any kind of
yeah.
situation.
Hard braking, all that stuff.
Yeah. Braking through turning, accelerating through turning, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That I
Looking
think
through the turns.
where your head goes is where your bike is going to go.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff, I don't think you would learn from a friend.
Yeah.
Or, anybody, unless they were a formal instructor. It was very fascinating how they teach you. And you also get your the driving portion of the DMV completed, like your driving test.
For the M class, yeah.
Yeah, as you're taking that 2-day course.
Yeah.
So it was like super cool. Then you go to the DMV with that, take your written test, bam, you got your license. And it was amazing. And then what do? I go out and buy a Harley. So I bought this 05 Softail Standard in chopper blue. And it was probably in over my head, but oh man, that was a fantastic bike. Did a little stage 1 on it, had the nice Vance Nines pipes, and that thing, it was a rocket. I mean, 5-speed, it was kind of limited and wound out on the freeway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful bike. Fast forward a bunch of years, I moved to Alaska, sold the bikes because I just wasn't riding up there, and then come back to California. Went through 2 BMWs, which I loved. There's just a different culture to it,
Yeah.
A bike kind of says what culture you're in, or it's an expression of yourself.
Yeah, sure.
And that bike was perfect. The BMW was perfect for long distance commuting, and it's very sensible.
Yeah, the Prius of motorcycles.
It was,
Yeah.
but immense power. Thing could handle. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, they're nice bikes.
I was not let down, but moved out from biking altogether again, and then moved forward about 6.5 years, and the opportunity presented itself, and the desire came back,
Yeah.
and I knew I had to ride, and I was like super jealous of you.
Yeah.
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 So I was like, I miss riding.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how the tables have turned? Because now I'm super jealous of you, and I'm just like, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to instill that, but I was like super envious. It's like I miss that feeling.
Yeah.
The wind.
There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, the minimal distraction.
Yeah.
You it's almost like your senses are. You have to be like super aware of what you're doing when you're on a bike.
Yeah.
You don't have time to let all that other crap in.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
just
you
be very
disconnect
focused.
from social and the phone and everything else because you have to just be in the moment.
Right.
And yeah, I'm a big fan of just being in the moment anyway. So it works out great for me. So you got a new bike, and you and I, we did the whirlwind trip down to Los Angeles to get it.
Yeah. So Stevie and I became truckers.
Yeah,
We
we were eastbound and down.
we bought into it.
We went to the truck stop. I got me a Natty Light hat. Rick got himself a Miller Light hat.
Miller Lite? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
Miller
got the
Lite.
Miller Lite hat.
Miller Light hat.
We got trucker hats.
And we were
had a
eastbound and
trailer.
down. Yeah, fuck yeah,
We
we
were
did.
listening to trucker music.
Whatever that is.
Ah,
It's rock and roll. It's like me.
yeah, there you are. And we headed on down to Laidlaw's Harley Davidson, the beautiful Baldwin Park, California.
Yeah.
So that was a fantastic trip. And I thank you again for being a part
Yeah.
of that.
And they were cool as shit at Laidlaw
Yeah.
Harley Davidson. So if you're down south and you're looking for a bike, go down to Laidlaw's because, man, they were not only were they cool, but it wasn't pushy. It wasn't like crawling up you to look at a bike. I wasn't there shopping for a bike, and they were cool with me just chilling and hanging out. They didn't give a shit. They were totally cool.
So if you go down there, you want to see Dave, Matt, and Nick. Nick in finance. Matt was one of the family of Laidlaw's there. So
Yeah.
he's one of the dealer family
Yeah.
namesake.
Yeah.
And then Dave was the guy that I always spoke to on the phone or via text and whatever. Just made the whole pickup and everything real seamless. He had it all ready for me to come down there and just do it. It wasn't there was no upselling or anything like that.
No, not at all.
No. And then they take you on a tour, and we got to do that.
Yeah, we did. We did the Uber rad backstage tour and seeing like what they were putting together.
That was amazing.
It was pretty amazing, and you know,
shop.
Yeah, it was really the place is really cool, and you know the people just being cool on top of that just made it even better.
Yeah, it was big. It was absolutely like enormous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're down there for a couple hours.
And so what did you get?
I got a 2019 Softail Sport Glide.
It's a beautiful bike.
Oh, I do love it. It hit all the check boxes. I went used, so that way I'm not replacing the stock parts. Somebody else did the break-in.
Yeah.
Somebody else took the initial tax hit. Somebody else put on the pipe that I would want. Put a tuner on there. It's perfect. I mean, there might be a couple other little customizations that I want to do.
Yeah.
But
you know, like you said earlier, bikes are kind of an expression of yourself, and so you're going to customize it to you.
Yeah.
And we've been on a ride and stuff. It's
the first ride with that bike.
Yeah, the inaugural ride.
Yeah. You guys may have seen some pictures on social media. If not, might put one or two of them in.
Yeah.
Maybe
slide
right
it in
now.
there. Yeah. Hey, there it is.
All right. So while I was on that ride with you, how'd you get into biking?
Just as a kid, I remember seeing like the train of Harley Davidsons, you know, roaring down the street, and they all had this back patch that said Hell's Angels on it. And just being like, oh, whoa, dude, who are those guys? And look at all those motorcycles. And I mean, and it must have been on a ride that day because it was just,
Jaw-dropping.
yeah, because it was just, you know, like a mile of motorcycles, you know. And
2x2 at 80.
yeah, ripping through the hills of San Jose, you know, up in Ubis and stuff. And it was just like, man, it was just always just kind of drew me in. And again, like you, Evel Knievel and that whole kind of thing. And I rode bicycles, and you always imagine, like, while you're on your bicycle, that it was a motorcycle, you know.
Did you and your brother or any of your friends ever ride side by side just like they did on Chips?
I'm sure we did, because, I mean, Chips was another one.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know, Ponch and John out there on the motorcycles. And so, you know, you guys, if you follow the band or any of us personally, you guys all know that my mom was the one who taught us to ride. You know, her uncle in England had a Triumph that she would trip around on. So she's the one who taught us all to ride. And so, you know, so I don't know if it's still the same as it was, but when you were 14, when I was a kid, you could get a motorcycle permit, and that meant you could drive on surface streets, and you couldn't drive
in England or here?
Here. So you could drive on surface streets, and not the freeway, and you couldn't drive after dark. So I'm like in 8th grade, and I'm riding a motorcycle to school.
Oh, oh man.
So, yeah, I was that kid. So I've been riding a long time, and then I got out of it, and then you know, fairly recently, I kind of got back into it, and I got the Triumph, which is just, you know, it's just my background, my people. You know,
It's a beautiful bike. Triumph, what?
It's a Bonneville black, and so, you know, it's kind of all blacked out, which is kind of my thing. It's like a night fighter, and then I customized it with a bunch of British custom stuff. When I got it, it was just all stock. But then, you know, like we said, you customize your bike to you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm a big Triumph fan, but I'm also a big Harley Davidson fan. And now you've got a Harley Davidson, and my brother's got 2 flipping Harley Davidsons, and I'm just like, fucking hell. Yeah, because I was out on a ride with them, and it's funny because the Harleys are just, you know, glugging along, glug, 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 and I'm behind them just all, wah! just fucking whining like a pissed off hornet, you know. It's just like, man, I need a Harley.
Some of the coolest stuff I saw on your bike, you have the nice little bar end mirrors.
Yeah.
Love that. That is such a great look. And then the pipes on there.
It's just a throwback to, those are Norman Hyde pipes. So my bike's just kind of a throwback to the whole 60s, you know, rockers thing in England, and like the Ace Cafe and that whole trip. And, you know, while it's not necessarily a cafe racer, it kind of is and it kind of isn't.
Yeah. So let me ask. I was thinking about this because you were recently talking about. Oh, now I want a Harley too. Is that in addition? You're gonna just keep collecting stuff, right? You're not gonna trade.
Yeah.
it.
No.
Okay.
No. The Triumph's here to stay.
Good.
But I'm looking at Harleys and stuff, and for me, like Harleys, I like the real outlaw looking shit. Just shit that's probably hard to ride. Like I'm probably into it. If it looks like it's dangerous, I'll probably dig it.
Yeah. You want the big old spears that stick up on the back of the spines on the gas tank.
Yeah.
May or may not run into them. Don't know, but that's just kind of the roll of the dice.
If it looks a little dangerous, chances are I'm probably into it.
But it will have ABS and fuel injection, so you have that going for you.
Yeah. Cool. So we have to hit a ride here soon. If you guys ride, drop us a line. If you're local, come ride with us.
Yeah, we should actually do that.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be
A Rebels
awesome.
ride.
A Rebels ride. I like that. But yeah, hit us up, social media, probably Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook or Instagram. That'd be the easiest way. And then come for a ride with the Royal Rebels.
Or
at least
part of
three
us.
of us. We're going to get the other two guys to do it, I think.
Yeah. Andrew rides as well.
Yeah.
You have to get those other cats involved.
They'll love it.
Yeah.
It'll, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you do it, it's in your blood. There's something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Steve.
I'm Rick the drummer.
And that was Talk Shit about motorcycles.
See you guys.
Set you free. You gonna talk shit. You gonna get it. You gonna talk shit. You gonna get it. 'Cause I'm a bad motherfucker.